Legal appointment. That's what the trustees I talked to are calling this. They say the news took them by surprise, and now they're talking to legal counsel to figure out their next steps.
Deep debt, and that is the finding of an investigation of village finances and the spending habits of beleaguered Mayor Tiffany.
Hey everyone, you won't believe the latest shocking drama surrounding Dolton's very own Tiffany Henyard. Or should we say, Super Mayor? From living the high life to hitting rock bottom, Tiffany's story is nothing short of insane. But wait, here's the kicker. She's now reportedly bankrupt and begging the very people she once governed for money. Yeah, you heard that right. She's allegedly asking Dolton residents for a whopping $10 million just to keep up her extravagant lifestyle. How did it all come to this? Buckle up, folks, because this story is loaded with jaw-dropping details, and we're about to break it all down for you.
Not guilty of all 9 counts. I believe he's cooperating. And if you cooperate, you have to admit...
Let's take a look at the rise and fall of Tiffany Henyard. Not too long ago, she was living like royalty, lavish trips, top-tier security, and tossing taxpayer money around like it was monopoly cash. And trust me, she wasn't shy about showing it off either. Remember those huge welcome banners with her face plastered all over town? She spent a jaw-dropping $200,000 on those. But fast forward to today, and after years of reckless spending, she's reportedly flat-out broke. Things are spiraling out of control. But before we dive into Tiffany's mountain of debt, let's break down how she ended up here. Tiffany treated taxpayer money like her personal piggy bank and didn't hold back. Let's be real, spending $199,000 on just welcome banners? That's next-level absurdity, especially when you consider that the average household income in Dolton is under $30,000 per year. It's almost as if she had a blank check signed by the people of Dolton, and she was more than happy to cash it in.
Wrong is wrong, and there's a time to hold people responsible and accountable.
While Tiffany was out there living her best life, the town of Dolton was falling apart. The fire department hadn't had a proper contract in 5 years. Yes, you heard that right. The very people who risk their lives every single day couldn't even secure a fair deal. But Tiffany? She was blowing thousands on welcome signs to greet people to her crumbling town. And don't even get us started on her frequent Vegas trips. While Dolton was drowning in debt, Tiffany was allegedly living it up in Sin City. All funded by the very people she was supposed to be serving.
Fortunately, we knew it was going to be a little messy, but it's just something we felt important that had to be done, that should be done. So, but like I said, you have to...
Here's where it gets even wilder. Not only was Tiffany spending taxpayer money on luxury trips, but she also had an entire security detail following her everywhere she went. And this wasn't just for local appearances. No, Tiffany's entourage accompanied her on these trips, costing the village hundreds of thousands of dollars. Some officers were reportedly earning over $133,000 in a single pay period, just in overtime. That's more than some people make in 3 or even 4 years. Hey, guys, this is Super Mayor Tiffany Henyard, the People's Mayor and People's Supervisor. It's as if Tiffany forgot she was supposed to be managing a town, not living like a celebrity. And here's the kicker. Celebrities spend their own money. Tiffany, on the other hand, was burning through taxpayer cash, leaving Dolton to pick up the pieces. Things got so bad that the company responsible for those flashy welcome banners is still waiting to get paid. And they're far from the only ones. Now, we've been reporting questionable spending by this South suburban politician, Tiffany Henyard. But we only knew half the story. But wait, Tiffany didn't just blow through public funds. She reportedly borrowed millions, and get this, she allegedly used the town's infrastructure as collateral. You literally cannot make this stuff up. Now that she's unable to pay it back, creditors are coming for their money. And once again, Dalton's taxpayers are left footing the bill. It's a financial disaster of epic proportions. And if you thought that was bad, just wait until you hear about her side gig with Section 8 housing. Tiffany allegedly saw the government's housing assistance program as a personal cash cow. She owned a property in complete disrepair, severe mold, water damage, the whole nightmare. But she was still raking in those sweet government checks. Apparently, she didn't make a single repair and just kept pocketing the subsidies. How did she get away with it? Well, let's just say the inspection history of her property is sketchier than a tropical palm tree. The property was deemed uninhabitable by 2019, but she allegedly kept collecting the money like nothing was wrong. Unbelievable, right?
Power was just very stressed and critical to the point of...
While Tiffany was playing the role of a slumlord, the people living on her property were suffering. These were individuals who didn't have much to begin with, stuck in absolutely horrible conditions. Tiffany was supposed to ensure they had decent housing, but instead, she was allegedly pocketing the cash. It's not just wrong, it's heartbreaking. And this scandal is just one piece of the bigger picture when it comes to Tiffany's time as mayor. We're talking about financial mismanagement, corruption claims, and scandal after scandal. It's like every time someone scratches the surface in Dalton, another layer of drama comes tumbling out.
The government always does it, is to go and investigate people around her.
And speaking of drama, the FBI is officially involved. That's right, Tiffany's spending habits and financial mismanagement have finally caught the attention of federal investigators. This isn't just a local issue anymore. The FBI is diving deep into Tiffany's finances, and they're not playing around. They've issued subpoenas, not just for her personal transactions, but for the entire township's financial records. They're determined to trace every penny she's touched, and what they're uncovering is absolutely sensational. Tiffany wasn't just splurging on welcome banners and luxury trips. She allegedly used taxpayer funds for all kinds of personal indulgences, from lavish vacations to a security entourage that could rival some Hollywood stars. It's almost as if she thought the mayor's office came with an unlimited credit card for her personal use.
I'm about to address some things as the supervisor. There will be no comments, there will be anything, it will be me addressing you guys.
Here's where things get even more intense. To help with the investigation, they've brought in none other than former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot. Yep, that's right. Lori is overseeing the probe, and she's not holding back. She's been exposing Tiffany's financial mismanagement at every turn. And every time they dig deeper, more skeletons are tumbling out of Tiffany's closet. It's looking worse by the day. And with Halloween around the corner, it seems like the perfect time for all those skeletons to come out, doesn't it? Very appreciative to receive the information today. We have the best mayor ever. I've been here since 1993. While the FBI is busy piecing together Tiffany's trail of financial destruction, the people of Dalton are understandably furious. They entrusted her to lead the town, but instead, she's led them straight into a financial nightmare. Local business owners and former employees are cooperating with the feds, and they're spilling all the tea. It's almost like everyone has a story to tell about Tiffany's alleged misconduct, and they're eager to contribute to the investigation. As the pressure mounts, Tiffany seems to be pulling a disappearing act. She's reportedly missed 25 board meetings, vanished from public appearances, and hasn't been seen in ages. Imagine your mayor going MIA while the town crumbles around her. But here's where it gets even crazier. Rumor has it, Tiffany's been selling off her personal belongings just to stay afloat. The same woman who once lived like royalty is now scrambling to scrape together whatever cash she can. Dalton is in complete chaos without its leader. It's gotten so bad that the village board had to appoint trustee Jason House as interim mayor just to keep things running. Imagine that. Your town is in such disarray that they need a standing mayor because the real one is nowhere to be found. It's like something straight out of a bad reality show. But wait, just when you thought Tiffany couldn't stoop any lower, she pulls the ultimate desperate stunt: a GoFundMe page. Yep, you heard that right. The same woman who spent taxpayer money like it was nothing is now asking regular people to donate their hard-earned cash to help her out. Can you believe the audacity? It's almost comical. After years of extravagant spending on luxury trips, massive security details, and flashy banners, Tiffany is now out here begging for donations. And the public's response? Let's just say, they're not exactly rushing to her aid. Some people are furious. Others are just laughing at the sheer absurdity of it all. How do you go from living it up like a Kardashian to setting up a GoFundMe? And that's not all. People are starting to wonder whether this GoFundMe is even legitimate. Is Tiffany really that broke, or is this just another one of her schemes? Let's not forget, this woman has a history of pulling off questionable moves. Some are saying this is just her latest attempt to squeeze more cash out of people before vanishing for good. They're convinced she'll take whatever she can get and disappear faster than you can say, "Where's the mayor?" Honestly, they might not be far off. Tiffany's been MIA for months, selling off her personal belongings, and now asking for donations. It's looking more and more like she's gearing up to skip town and leave Dalton to clean up the mess. Meanwhile, the town's police department can't even afford to keep its cars running, the fire department is still waiting on a contract, and the town's credit is completely wrecked. Yet here, Tiffany is, acting like she's the one who needs help. Despite all the chaos, Tiffany's GoFundMe has somehow raised over $115,000. Yeah, you heard that right. People are actually donating. Some folks must have really deep pockets, because how on earth is she getting this much support after everything that's happened? But let's be real. $115,000 isn't even going to make a dent in the million she reportedly owes. It's like trying to put out a wildfire with a squirt gun. Now, people are really starting to wonder, is this GoFundMe just Tiffany's latest ploy to pay off her debts? Or is she using the money to fund her next big disappearing act? One thing's for sure, Tiffany has always had a knack for vanishing when things get tough, and this time is no different. But what do you think? Is Tiffany Henyard's GoFundMe a legitimate cry for help? Or just another scheme to get more cash? Should she be held accountable for all the financial damage she's done to Dalton?